Now, throughout this past weekend, I kind of had an epiphany, and in today's video, I'm going to show you the 10 reasons why you should never get a girlfriend. This is me exposing deeper level truths when it comes to female nature. This is going to give you some insight that you've probably never seen before, and on top of that, there's a couple things that you're going to realize. The first thing that I want to say is this, and keep in mind, I put a lot of thought into this. I took, an hour and a half to even make all these points to think of this. Before I dive into the 10 points, I want you to understand this, okay? Modern women optimize for lust and quick passion, and what that means is they will always be chasing something that feels missing. And that right there is hypergamy. And it doesn't matter who you are, okay? As a man, you can't be everything to everybody, which means she's always sitting there analyzing how you compare to everybody else. And on top of that, here's what you're going to understand. You will realize with age, okay, as you get older, the more women that you date, just with experience, you'll realize that with age, you never actually wanted a girlfriend in the first place. You just probably wanted nobody else to sleep with her besides you. You wanted her to only have desire to sleep with you. So you assume that getting a girlfriend is the fastest, best, and easiest way to do that, and then you slowly realize that you were wrong. This video I put so much thought into. Please stay with me until the end because my hope is that it actually will help change your life for the better. Almost every single video that you see me make, I always tell you how I'm helping guys learn, understand, and master the language of women, and it really is because I get results like this inside of my community. So look at this guy. Okay, he just commented this a couple days ago. He goes, I smashed on the first date I had while showing very low interest. So it's not just me constantly keep saying, oh, the language of women, learn it, understand it, and master it. It's guys actually using it and applying it, and then I get results like this inside of my community. He goes, I smashed on the first date that I had while showing very low interest. He goes, last date I was on, I applied the concepts of not talking a lot, showing pretty low interest, and being pretty indifferent, and ended up smashing pretty easily. These were his words, okay? And I underline that, or I highlight that to show you that results are actually possible when you finally have a process. So after today's video is over, when I show you these 10 points, I want to help you get results in your dating life too. So that means check out what I made for you. It's in my description or my bio. I'm helping guys learn, understand, and master the language of women, and I know that I can actually help get you results in your dating life too. Let's dive in. So, like I said, you probably never wanted a girlfriend. You just didn't want her to sleep with anybody else. So, with that in mind, I'm going to show you where you've probably put your time and how this has actually ruined you, okay? And how you being more selfish with your own development as a man and you being more selfish with your time will actually help retain her interest level far more. So as I've gotten older, this is what I prefer. What I prefer is to just see a woman about once a week, okay, every 7 to 10 days, and I try to see her for about 90 minutes to 2 hours max. I don't like to go above that, okay? And the reason being is because I have noticed that me being alone is far better. It's far better because I get to choose where I put my time. So if you see how majority of boyfriends or majority of guys who end up in long-term relationships end up living their life, it is completely backwards. And they end up getting nowhere, and then she ends up getting discouraged or almost angry of where he's at in life, and then she ends up leaving or probably finding, eyes for a different man or cheating even. So these are the 10 points, okay? Number 1. This is the first reason to never get a girlfriend, and this is exposing to you how female nature actually is because, like I said, they optimize for passion and quick lust. Women today don't optimize for actually building something with a man because they don't care, because they have their own lives, obviously their own careers, their own things going on, and they just don't really care about you. And you're going to find this no matter who you are. It doesn't matter how tall you are. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter what your income level it is, and it doesn't matter how high of status you have. You being with her automatically makes her not like you, slowly but surely. So, number 1, here's what you're going to notice if you have a girlfriend. She expects to be led on decisions either you don't want to make or on decisions that you don't care about. Say that with me one more time. She expects to be led on decisions that you don't want to make or on decisions that you don't care about. Now, a lot of times when this occurs, the man will think, oh, he's not a good leader, or the woman will look at him and go, oh, he can't make decisions, he's indecisive, he's a bad leader, when in reality, you just don't care because the thing that she's focused on, you don't think matters. Let me give you an example. Years ago, when I had a girlfriend, okay, we were going to make chili together. It was the Super Bowl. We were going to make chili. I know that this is a funny story, but I made the list of all of the ingredients, okay? We had this chili, and now all of a sudden she's trying to figure out which brand of chili beans, even though they're the exact same. This is just one small example. You're going to have to make decisions on, should we eat here or should we not eat here? Should we go do this or should we not do this? Should we eat at 5:30 or should we eat at 5:15? Should we eat at 6:20 or should we eat at 6:25? And it just doesn't matter. And you're going to realize that if you were single, you wouldn't have to care about any of that or make any of those decisions. You would have just walked to the fridge and you would have ate the food when you're hungry. Not having to worry about any of this. She might come up to you and say, how do I look in this dress? And you say, fine, you should wear it. And that's not a good enough answer, right? You needed more certainty in that voice when you said it. There's a million different things, and now she's frustrated. So number one, the first reason why you do not want to get a girlfriend is because she will expect to be led on decisions you just don't care about. And none of it is actually important to anybody's well-being. And you're going to notice now you're spending a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of mental bandwidth on all of this pointless stuff. So protect your mental bandwidth at all costs, because it's the only thing that's going to help you get ahead in life. Truly it is. That's number one. Number two, the second reason why you should never get a girlfriend or get into a long-term relationship with a woman is because there's always going to be an expectation of progression. An expectation of progression. First, it's spend time with me. Spend a lot of free time with me. In the beginning, you guys are probably sleeping together all the time, and then she tells you that she wants more time with you, and what she's going to weave into your subconscious is that if you don't do this one thing of spending more time with her, she's going to lose interest in you, or she's not going to want to sleep with you anymore, is the one subconscious thought she's going to try to weave into your mind. Okay? But it doesn't just stop there with your time. Now there's an expectation of progression. First, it's spend time with me. Now it's meet my friends. Now it's spend time with me and my friends and hang out with me and my friends. Now it's, hey, spend time meeting my siblings. Now I want you to meet my parents, okay? And what you're going to notice is you just get slowly but surely, you're going to notice that all your time is taken from you. And then all of a sudden, guess what happens? You have less time to improve your health, less time for your relationships that you already had, less time on your finances, and less time being spent on where you want to go in life. There's an expectation of progression, which means what I'm trying to tell you is women will try to take more of your time because ultimately what they really want is your attention. And the only way to have a man's attention is he has to be giving time to her. Keep that in mind. Now, points number two that I just made, or the second point, actually leads into point number three. Once you've spent enough time with her and you've met her friends and now you've met her parents and now you've met her siblings, well, the next question is typically always, well, why can't you be friends with her boyfriend? Okay? Think about this for a second. You get a girlfriend and now you start hanging out with her and now you meet her friend. Okay, let's say her friend's name is Sarah. Okay, or maybe her friend's name is Christy. Whatever, doesn't matter. Well, Christy's dating Tom. And now it's, well, why can't you be friends with Christy's boyfriend, Tom? How come you just only hang out with him for a little bit of time when we're at dinner together and then you show no interest in actually hanging out with him, even though Tom's not your friend? And Tom might not even like you, but Christy is now pressuring Tom to hang out with you too. So now it's, well, why can't we all just be friends together? Okay, so first it's spend time with me. Now it's spend time with me and my friends. Now it's spend time with me and my friends and meet my siblings. And now it's, hey, please meet my parents. Well, once you've done that, now it's like, well, why can't you also be friends with Christy and Sarah's boyfriend too? Why can't you go hang out with them? This is how you lose yourself. This is how you lose your identity. The one thing that she fell in love with in the first place was you having a core understanding of who you are and your identity. Now she starts to disrespect you. So this is how it goes, okay? First, it's meet all these people. Now it's also hang out with the friend's boyfriend too. Okay, that's just how it goes. The fourth reason to never get a girlfriend is because she will forever compare you to every single guy that she sees on social media. And it doesn't matter who you are. You can have 1 million followers on social media. She will compare you to a different guy. Okay, she will forever compare you to every single guy that she sees on social media, because that right there is hypergamy. If you're a famous basketball player, a professional basketball player, she's sitting there wondering, hey, what's it like if I'm with this famous musician? And if you're that famous musician, maybe she's wondering what life is like with that famous football player. You will forever be compared. You will forever be compared to every single guy on social media forever. And what you have to remember is that everything has a run rate. When it's over, it's over. So you might as well just enjoy the time that you have with her in the moment. And every single day or every single week or every single month, when that time is over, or every single date that you guys have when it's over, that might be the last time that you ever see her. And that's just how it goes. Every single relationship that you've ever been in your entire life, there was probably a last day or a last time that you ever saw her. And that was the last day you'll ever see her again. And at that time, you didn't even know it, but it just ended. And that's how it goes. You have no heads up and you don't know how long it's going to last. It's just over. And when it's over, it's over. Keep that in mind. So yeah, that's number 4. Okay. Number 5, here's what you're going to find out. Your success as a man will be stifled. It will be suppressed. Your success will be suppressed. Okay, because you're giving time to this other individual. She wants more of your time. So here's the funny thing about this. The more compliant you are to her requests with your time, hey, meet my friends, hey, meet my siblings, hey, meet my parents, hey, go to this event, you have less time to focus on your career. You have less time to get ahead in life. You have less time to build your status. So your success will be suffocated. At the same time, she's going to now ask you down the road, maybe 18 months down the road, 2 years down the road, hey, why are you not richer? Hey, why can't we afford that nicer car? Hey, why can't we afford that nicer house? And you're sitting there going, well, it's because when it was time for the Super Bowl, you wanted me to be focused on what kind of chili beans that we get for the chili. You see what I'm saying? It's a losing opportunity regardless. No matter what, your success will be suffocated. And I know that might be like a different example. You're like, Casey, you're literally talking about chili beans, but you get what I mean. It makes sense. Every little small decision adds up. So your success is suffocated because you're giving her more time in hopes that you're going to retain her interest level so she doesn't sleep with anybody else, all while down the road she asks you now, why are you not more successful? Oh, that business idea that you had, why did that never come to fruition? Why did that never come alive? And you're sitting there thinking, well, because how was I supposed to maintain my time and my interaction with you? It's a losing street. It's no matter what street or what avenue you pick, it's a losing road. It's a losing road. Your success will be suffocated. Number 6, your commitment makes her lose respect because now she sees that you like her. So she sees that you like her, and now you've obviously committed into a relationship. You've given her the label as girlfriend, or for some of you, fiance, or for some of you, wife. And now she sees, well, hey, since he gave me this label, I'm obviously the best that he can do, or else he would have never given me that label. And now she starts to disrespect you. And now she's really looking at all the other guys on social media saying, what am I missing out on? Does that guy have a better jawline? Does that guy have better hair? Does that guy make more money? Is that guy taller? Does that guy carry himself with a more masculine attitude and demeanor? Am I going to be more attracted to him because he has a more squared off facial structure and jawline? There's a bunch of stuff that goes into it. Okay. So this is what it comes down to, right? It's like the commitment makes her lose respect for you. And back to my previous point, how I'm telling you that your success is actually suffocated. It's like you're sitting there going, well, I'm spending this time with you. You wanted me to spend 2 hours, or I'm spending 2 hours at a time, right? Maybe with your family or with your other girlfriends, and they bring their boyfriends. How am I supposed to get ahead? How am I supposed to be inwardly focused on my own selfish success in order to get to where I need to be? And truthfully, that's the only thing that women do reward, especially on an intimate or a romantic level. Every single trait that oftentimes women will say is selfish or bad, every single trait that you will notice that they label as bad behavior in a man, he's selfish, he puts himself first, he never cares about me. These are the men that they reward on an intimate level. These are the men that they reward romantically. These are the men that they end up having kids with. The traits that they say are bad are the ones that they are rewarding reproductively, while telling you that they don't want you to have those traits. It's very interesting. Now, number 7, the more amount of time that you spend with a woman, you're now exposing yourself to manipulation because you'll never be exactly what she wants at that time. If you try to be a good leader, let's say, and you make good decisions and you lead both of you towards a good road of good decisions, at the time it wasn't worded the right way, or at the time you didn't say it in the right vocal tone, or at the time the way you made the decision you weren't considerate enough. Or maybe you were too considerate, and now all of a sudden she doesn't like you because she wishes you would have just fully made the decision and done what was best for both of you. It's like you can't ever win. It's like you'll never be exactly what she wants or what she thinks she wants to feel in that exact moment. You expose yourself to that deeper level manipulation because, let me give you an example. Let's say you spend multiple years with a woman, and let's say, for example, you have a child with a woman, right? Let's say you and her are going to have a kid. And let's say you attend every single doctor's appointment for the baby, you attend all the ultrasounds, you do all this stuff, right? And let's say you're the perfect textbook guy, right, on paper to be right there with her. When I say the longer of time you spend with her, the more time you spend with her, the more you expose yourself to deeper level manipulation, in a few years, she might use all that against you and say, oh, but you didn't seem like you enjoyed being there at the appointments. Yeah, you were there, but you didn't put in any effort. You didn't seem like you actually cared. You just went along with it. You just went through the motions. Meanwhile, let's take the opposite approach. Let's say you never showed up to any of them. Oh, well, now you weren't there enough. You have to understand that the manipulation runs deep, and what I mean by this is when she doesn't want you anymore, she will say anything and do anything to get away from you, and you can't help it. You can't do anything to change that. That's just how they are. That's why there's no sense in building commitment or words with a woman, because that's all it is it's words and a false reality that you think means something. Okay? You expose yourself to that deeper level manipulation. Number 8, she will ask for deeper level conversation, and then she'll punish you once she receives it. Think about that for a second. She says, hey, have deeper level conversation with me. Hey, tell me what you're thinking. Hey, I want to have a real dialogue and back and forth conversation with you. And then once you do that, once you give her that certainty, now the attraction wears off. And she doesn't think you're mysterious. She knows everything about you, and now she wants to exit. Number 9, here's what you have to know, and this is a really hard reality. For every minute of time that you spend hanging out with a woman is a minute of time that you lose off of your selfish success needed to uplevel your own status with the time spent needed on you to grow. For every minute that you spend just laying down watching a movie, hanging out, is a minute off your life that you lose doing something that would have given you a better return. Always keep that in mind, because this brings me to my 10th point. This brings me to my final point, and that would be everything has a run rate. Sometimes your run rate before the relationship is over is 2 months. Sometimes it's 2 weeks. Sometimes it's 2 days. Sometimes it's 2 years. Sometimes it's 20 years. But when it's over, it's over. And you'll realize that she never actually liked you in the first place. This is just who you ended up being with. And you were the guy that she ended up being with for whatever reason. Everything has a run rate, and when she's ready to leave, she will. When she's ready to leave, she will tell herself any excuse that she wants, any reality that she needs to make up in her own mind about you to give herself reason that you're not a good fit, and then she'll exit. When she's ready to leave, that she will. So the reason why I made all of these points is because I hear this one saying a lot. I've heard this saying from my family members. I've heard this saying from other people. You'll know this saying right away. People will look at you as a man as you age and you don't have a formal girlfriend or a formal like situation where you have like a wife or something. People will look at you and they will say, well, you don't want to die alone, do you? When you get old and gray, when you start losing your hair, you don't want to die all by yourself and be alone, do you? And here is what people don't understand. Let me explain. You are always alone. You are always one person. You are always alone. You will live alone and you will die alone. And let me explain what I mean by that. It is literally just you and God. You are one person. The attraction is like something a man like basically wants to keep with her. You're like, here's this relationship and I know I can't touch it. I can't feel it because it's just words. But I think if I grab it kind of with how I move and operate, I can like keep this together where now I have someone who's like one with me. And it just is not true. Okay? You are always alone. And what you'll realize is it's just literally you and God. You come into this world alone when you're born, okay? And when it's your time to go, you're all by yourself no matter what. And here's what I'm trying to get across in this point. You're all by yourself and you will leave alone, okay? Even if she's laying in bed right there next to you. You're still one person. It's just you and God. That's all you have. And when your time is up, your time is up. So the whole saying of, well, you don't want to die alone, do you? You have to understand how much of a false reality even that statement is, because as a man, you are always alone because you are only one person and it is literally just you and God. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to join us inside of our community, because if you think that these videos that I make on this channel is good teaching or like high level teaching, you should see just how far I take it in my members community, because I'm helping these guys learn, understand, and master the language of women so they actually have a step-by-step process. And this is a process that I made. This is the process I use in my own dating life every single day, every single week. This is the exact process that I use on every single date that I go on, every single time I'm interacting with a woman. Guys, you have to see it. I put so many months into building that. I talk about it so much because like I know how good it is. You just have to trust me enough to go look at it for yourself. Go join us inside of that. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.